Hi, I'm Peter from the Bicycle Man, and we're going to talk about the Greenspeed Magnum BW. The Magnum is the Greenspeed that Ian Sims designed for large American customers. It's very rugged, it has a high warranty weight, it has bigger tires, but it also has a very adjustable seat and it folds. So it's got a lot of things going for it. So we're going to do a review here, talk about this and that and the other features about it. It's a pretty neat trike. It has a lot of different features. One of the features is that the seat can be adjusted up and down and the recline can be adjusted. So that's kind of nice. Some people like to sit higher. It makes it easier to get on and off the bike. Some people like to sit lower because when you're leaning into a corner, it's more stable when the trike is lower. It's also less wind resistance if you're sitting lower and more reclined, if that matters to you. A lot of people, they could care less. They're going to go, I want to go ride 10, 12, 15 mile an hour, and wind's not going to make much difference to me. But other people, they want to chase people and they want to go faster, so they put the seat down. It also folds up to fit in a car, which is kind of handy. We'll show you that a little later. Greenspeed was founded by Ian Sims, who was their primary designer. And he built this trike 20 years ago, about 2000. He built this trike for a customer of ours that weighed a little over 300 pounds. It was custom built, it's extra rugged, it's made out of steel. And this is what Ian Sims built in Australia for our large American customer. But when the trike boom took off in 2010 or 2008, somewhere around in there, Ian was surprised that his sales weren't picking up. So he came to the States and he visited a bunch of big recumbent shops, including us at the Bicycle Man. And he talked to dealers and customers about what did you really want. And people didn't want to sit as low as this. And they didn't want to recline as much as this. And they liked trikes that folded. So Ian redesigned it, and it's a similar bike, but this one, the seat is higher, the seat recline is adjustable. This one's a lower seat and the recline's not adjustable, and this one folds. So Ian started making this bike, and Ian told me that this was their most popular trike introduction they ever had, was the Greenspeed Magnum and the Magnum BW. The Greenspeed Magnum BW is a great trike to add electric assist to, for several reasons. Let me show you. First off, it has a very rugged frame. So it has a high warranty weight, it's really rugged, it can handle the weight of an electric motor. Also, the frame is square. The frame is square, so it's easier to mount a battery to. We mount the battery here on the back of the frame, and once you remove the battery, the bike is still foldable, so that's nice. Another thing that's nice is the rear dropout is deeper than most, so the rear axle is held in well if you're doing a hub motor. So we've done a few electric assists on the Magnum BW, and it works out real well. They also come with a 2-inch wide Schwalbe Big Apple tire, so that's a good rugged tire to add a electric assist to. So we think it's a good bike for that. And of course you can get it in a bright yellow if you like visibility, which, visibility is nice. So let's talk about the handling of the Greenspeed Magnum. It weighs 45 pounds, but I found it climbs really well. Even though I only weigh 180 pounds, it climbs very well for me. I think it's because the bottom bracket and the frame is so rigid, it doesn't flex much when you pedal. That's also what Ian said. The rigid frame, by the way, also gives you good high-speed handling. When you sprint or get up to speed and swerve around an obstacle, the frame doesn't start to wobble and oscillate and make you nervous. It's a pretty solid, secure feel. Now, part of that is the Greenspeed indirect steering geometry, which is very unique, copied by a few companies, but originally from Greenspeed and quite unique. It gives it a 14-foot, 8-inch turning circle, which is less than most of the trikes in the market. There are some, I think, that are less. I didn't search the internet diligently or measure every trike in the shop. Some of the direct steer trikes with high handlebars, like maybe a Terra trike or an Avenue, are probably a smaller turning circle than this. But the indirect steering geometry on the Greenspeed gives you a good turning circle and also it gives you really good feel at high speed, so that a small handlebar movement doesn't make the bike swerve a lot. So yeah, I find that to be very, very nice. And of course there's the adjustable seat height from 14 to 18 inches on the Magnum that lets you tune it between the recline and the height. You can tune it quite a bit to what you're looking for. So let's see how you'd carry this Greenspeed Magnum in a Subaru, a fairly small sedan. Well, first off, it folds. Let's start with that. Next, we will take the rear wheel off. Then I will remove the front wheels, which is the quickest release in the industry, I think. Well, clearly it would fit without the fender. So then the seat and wheels can go in the back seat. So it'll go even in this pretty small sedan if you just take the rear fender off. Let's see if it'll fit in the back seat with the fender on. And that is no problem. Just be careful to keep the greasy chain off the seat cover. And in we go. So this is a Subaru Impreza. It's a 2013. I think it's one of the smallest cars they made, the Subaru made in 2013. So it's not like we picked a particularly big car. It's just the sedan we happen to have around. And most trikes would fit in that car if you remove the front wheels. If you don't remove the front wheels, it probably wouldn't go through the back seat, the back door. But let's try. No, it's too tall to go through the door with the wheels on. Goes pretty easily with the wheels off, but it won't go with the wheels on. So, you could buy a trike rack, you could put a receiver hitch in the car, you could tie it on the roof, but you don't need to. If you take the wheels off, fold it up, maybe take the fender off, it'll go into a lot of cars. Of course, any hatchback, any SUV, any van, any station wagon, it should be no problem. Well, you've seen all about the Greenspeed Magnum BW, and you got some things to think about now. What kind of rider would want a Greenspeed Magnum BW? Well, it could be a large rider that needs its durability. It could be a rider that likes the idea of the seat height being adjustable and the seat recline being adjustable, and it folds. Not only does it fold, but you remember the front wheels come off real easy. So that's a nice feature. It'll go into a cars quicker and easier than most other recumbents. Those are all a bunch of features, but really what you're looking for is the trike that calls you out of bed on a Saturday morning. What trike is that going to be? Ideally, you test ride a bunch of bikes. This is 2021, and the bike shortage is a real thing this year. So it may be difficult to find a variety of trikes to test ride. That may be a real problem. But if you find a shop that's got a BW, a Magnum BW, you can take it for a test ride. If not, you can always order one. It's pretty easy to ship, and you can have one sent to you. So good luck picking a trike, and I hope you enjoyed our video.